As per the most recent long-haul estimate, AMP cost will hit $0.01 toward the finish of 2024 and afterward $0.03 toward the finish of 2029. AMP value expectation 2024-2025. AMP cost began in 2024 at $0.36. Today, AMP exchanged at $-73, so the cost expanded by 100% from the start of the year. The Guaj AMP cost toward the finish of 2024 is $0.0158 and the year-to-year change plus 334%. The ascent from today to year-end, plus 117%. In 2024, we hope to see $0.94 per 1 AMP. In the primary portion of 2025, the AMP cost will move to $8.223. In the last part, the cost would add $0.76 and close the year at $0.99, which is plus 310% to the ongoing cost. AMP forecast 2026-2030. These 5 years would bring an increment. AMP cost would move from $8.99 to $575, which is up 92%. AMP will begin 2026 at $10.99, then take off to $319 inside the initial half year of the year and finish 2026 at $275. That implies plus 277% from today. AMP expectation 2031-2035. In this period, the AMP cost would ascend from $575 to $7, which is plus 40%. AMP will begin 2031 at $575, then take off to $627 inside the main portion of the year, and finish 2031 at $667. It is about plus 815% from today. So 4152s into 4. AMP value forecast 2024-2025. AMP cost began in 2024 at $36. Today, AMP exchanged at $77, so the cost expanded by 92% from the start of the year. The Guaj AMP cost toward the finish of 2024 is $0.0194 and the year-to-year change plus 433%. The ascent from today to year-end, plus 177%. In 2024, we hope to see $0.0142 per 1 AMP. In the principal half of 2025, the AMP cost will move to $0.0313. In the final part, the cost would add $0.14 and close the year at $0.327, which is plus 367% to the ongoing cost. AMP forecast 2026-2030. These 5 years would bring a huge increment. AMP cost would move from $327 to $530, which is up 123%. AMP will begin 2026 at $327, then, at that point, dip to $319 inside the initial half year of the year and finish 2026 at $352. That implies plus 403% from today. AMP expectation 2031-2035. In this period, the AMP cost would ascend from $0.73 to $390, which is plus 90%. AMP will begin 2031 at $0.70, then take off to $0 inside the principal half of the year, and finish 2031 at $915. It is about plus 207% from today. So 4s or 1-2s into 4. AMP value forecast 2024-2025. AMP cost began in 2024 at $36. Today, AMP exchanged at $0.03, so the cost expanded by 184% from the start of the year. The Guaj AMP cost toward the finish of 2024 is $0.41, and the year-to-year change plus 102%. The ascent from today to year-end, plus 288%. In 2024, we hope to see $294 per 1 AMP. In the main portion of 2025, the AMP cost will move to $648. In the last part, the cost would add $0 and close the year at $678, which is plus 556% to the ongoing cost. AMP forecast 2026-2030. These 5 years would bring a critical increment. AMP cost would move from $678 to $1,515, which is up 123%. AMP will begin 2026 at $678. Then, at that point, dip to $661 inside the initial half year of the year and finish 2026 at $730. That implies plus 607% from today. AMP forecast 2031-2035. In this period, the AMP cost would ascend from $0.115 to $0.2885, which is plus 90%. AMP will begin 2031 at $0.115, then take off to $0.11701 inside the main portion of the year, and finish 2031 at $0.18897. It is about plus 1,736% from today. It's 31524. AMP value expectation 2024-2025. AMP cost began in 2024 at $now36. Today, AMP exchanged at $107. So the cost expanded by 193% from the start of the year. The estimated AMP cost toward the finish of 2024 is $0.05 and the year-to-year change plus 738%. The ascent from today to year-end, plus 186%. In 2024, we hope to see $0.016 per 1 AMP. In the principal half of 2025, the AMP cost will move to $0.4 now. In the final part, the cost would add $0.927 and close the year at $0.437, which is plus 310% to the ongoing cost. AMP expectation 2026-2030. These 5 years would bring an increment. AMP cost would move from $0.437 to $0.0778, which is up 78%. AMP will begin 2026 at $0.437, then dip to $0.376 inside the initial half year of the year and finish 2026 at $0.445. That implies plus 280% from today. AMP forecast 2031-2035. In this period, the AMP cost would ascend from $0.0778 to $0.118, which is plus 30%. AMP will begin 2031 at $0.0778, then, at that point, take off to $0.0828 inside the principal half of the year, and finish 2031 at $0.0837. It is about plus 685% from today. It's 3s or 1-2s into 4. AMP value expectation 2024-2025. AMP cost began in 2024 at $0.36. Today, AMP exchanged at $0.5, so the cost expanded by 36% from the very start of the year. The determined AMP cost toward the finish of 2024 is $0.143, and the year-to-year change plus 293%. The ascent from today to year-end, plus 188%. In 2024, we hope to see $0.101 per 1 AMP. In the primary portion of 2025, the AMP cost will move to $0.192. In the final part, the cost would add $0.013 and close the year at $0.225, which is plus 313% to the ongoing cost. AMP expectation 2026-2030. These 5 years would bring an increment. AMP cost would move from $225 to $0.366, which is up 79%. AMP will begin 2026 at $0.025, then, at that point, dip to $0.0177 inside the initial half year of the year and finish 2026 at $0.0. That implies plus 283% from today. AMP expectation 2031-2035. In this period, the AMP cost would ascend from $0.266 to $0.473, which is plus 29%. AMP will